Well, good afternoon, St. Barnabas. Welcome to the 54th academic year. Before I get much further, I do want to share that this session is being recorded today because not all families are able to join us in person, so we're going to record it and then be able to push this out to those that weren't able to join us at this moment. I'm not going to take a lot of time, but I do want to say thank you. Thank you for taking your time. Thank you for your trust in our school. We are about ready to have an incredible, amazing year for your child or children. For some of you just entering pre-K, or others of you that are coming in at middle school, it's going to be fantastic. Our next speaker is Reverend Audrey Sutton, who is the rector of the church. She was not able to join us in person due to a commitment with at the diocese, but she was kind enough, with the help of our development officer, record a small message for us to enjoy. And then we'll get back into kind of more in-person speakers. Thank you for coming.
Hi, welcome new families and new students. My name is Mother Audrey. I am the rector here at St. Barnabas Episcopal Church. That's basically the head pastor of the church. And I'm so sorry that I couldn't be with you in person today, but I'm glad to meet you all the same. So our church and our school have a long, beautiful history together. The school is actually a ministry of St. Barnabas Episcopal, founded in the early 1970s. And you may or may not know already, we stand on the principles of faith, virtue, and excellence. In our classes, kindergarten through 8th grade will attend chapel in the church once a week on Wednesdays, and pre-K will have their chapels in their classrooms. Additionally, our middle school students, which are our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students, will have chapel on Mondays as well. This is held and led by our, this year, assistant chaplain, Reverend Whitman. Some of you may know her, or you haven't met her yet. She is also a teacher here at the school as well. And we're so pleased to have her in this role this year. She'll be helping me with pastoral care, with Christian education, and with our chapel services. Additionally, we have Father Comforted and Deacon Nancy that assist on Wednesdays as well. We incorporate the fruits of the Spirit, which, if you haven't had a chance, there's a beautiful sign right outside of Canterbury, which is halfway between the church and the school, and it's a sign that has all the fruits of the Spirits listed. Every month we have a focus on a fruit, so our students have this incorporated in their classrooms and in their chapel time. And this is so they can learn integrity and a number of other things that'll be important for them as children in this world and also as adults. And again, we include this in our chapel time. We incorporate this in our sermons and in how we love and treat one another. Our chapel service format is in line with Episcopal liturgy, which, if you're not familiar with that, it's basically the order of worship. There is a book that we use called the Book of Common Prayer, which has this worship outlined in it. If you're curious about it, you can go online to bcponline.org and take a look. We follow right to. You can join us for one of our services, or maybe you're already familiar with it. This allows us to introduce scripture and also the Eucharist. So in the Episcopal tradition, we do Eucharist during our services. And you and your child have the option to participate in that. All baptized Christians, no matter their age, are welcome to receive communion in our tradition. If they don't want to receive communion, or you don't want them to, just have them put their hands like this, and we will not distribute to them and instead pray with them. And if your child or you are seeking baptism, myself or Reverend Whitman would love to talk with you more about that. We do that on Wednesdays in chapel with our full school, and we also do that on Sundays. We have options on the church side to help incorporate and offer places for growth and spiritual depth for parents as well as students. We have a moms group which meets on Mondays. We're called Moms on Mondays. Right after drop-off at 8:30, we have a group of moms that come into Canterbury, and we spend time together in the Word and just spending time together. You will see graphics in the e-news to register for that, and also at the expo. And again, at the expo, which will be on August 22nd, please feel free to come by one of the church booths and ask questions. And you're also welcome to contact me or reach out to me or Reverend Whitman anytime with any questions that you may have regarding chapel or the church or Episcopal traditions and worship. We would love to talk with you about that. In addition to options that we have for growing in faith religiously, we're also offering Alpha. And this isn't so much an opportunity to deepen your faith, but a place to come and ask questions. So if you are new to the church, or maybe never even been in a church or haven't been in a church for 20 years, this is a place to come and ask questions that you've never asked before. Again, you will see more information on that in the weeks to come, and happy to answer any questions that you have. This is an opportunity for adults, for our youth, and for children. We also have a youth group that the church offers and supports, and our amazing youth ministers, which are Brad B. and Sydney, are also teachers at the school. Brad teaches Christian education for our middle school students, and he's our youth minister. It's awesome to have this cohesion and this incorporation between our church and our school. We as the church, so strongly support the education and the love that St. Barnabas Episcopal School pours into our students. We are helping to fortify our future and change the world through these young people. And we are so excited to have you be a part of that and a part of this mission. So this year, as we step into a new season of learning and growth, please know that we as the church are praying for you, for your children, for your family, as well as our faculty and staff. And if you ever have any questions or just want to talk, please know that we are here for you. God bless you.
Hello, everyone. Sorry. Hi, everyone. I'm Pamela Palermo. I'm president of the Board of Trustees here at St. Barnabas. So happy you all have joined us today. It's just such an amazing place to have your children and your family. So many professionals really fostering a really nurturing environment where students thrive academically, socially, emotionally, and spiritually. The Board of Trustees exists more so in the background, so you won't really see us in day-to-day operations on campus, but we are behind the scenes working on things like strategic planning, financial oversight, budget development, fundraising efforts, things like that. And most importantly, the board is here to support the school in fulfilling its mission and vision. And so we have the vision up here, which is to be the crown jewel for the sake of Christ in education through faith, virtue, and excellence. And so to me, what that means is the school is really the most valuable and shining example of Christian love, integrity, and academic distinction in our children's lives. I'm also a parent. My child attends school here. She's in the 5th grade, Vera. We've been here since kindergarten, and every year she's just continued to thrive more and more. It really is a community here. It really is a family. We've had support in our hard times. We've had applause in our good times. And we also attend church here, so I would invite you, if you're looking for a church family, that bridge between what she's having instilled in her in school and what she's having instilled in her on Sunday is just so valuable. But I think you'll find over the years that what you put into St. Barnabas, you're really going to get back tenfold. So I think you can be really confident that you've made a great decision in starting your journey here. So thank you so much.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Garcia. I'm the head of St. Barnabas Episcopal School, and I am thrilled to be able to meet with you today and share a little bit of information briefly. I know this stage for parents and students is like drinking at a fire hydrant. It's a lot of information. And so our job here is to just really orient you and to just kind of help your transition be seamless. I want to say on behalf of my team and I that we take our roles very, very seriously, and we also like to have a lot of fun. We know that education is first and foremost and paramount on a faith basis, character development, academically, morally, when young people feel safe and they feel loved. And that's what we do here at St. Barnabas Episcopal School. We are very intentional about making sure that everybody feels safe. And so that's why we've got multiple layers of safety in place, as well as they feel loved. And we want to make sure that every child, every adult knows how much God truly loves each and every one of you. And our job is to make sure that in the classroom, out of the classroom, on the playing field, on recess, on field trips, it's a place where questions are welcomed and actually encouraged, and helping our young people to form really good questions so that way they get the information, the knowledge out of it. So I want to also share with you that communication is first and foremost, strong communication. And in your packet that you received, hopefully when you walked up, you'll see just kind of an overview and outline of our communications, regular communications. This year, while it's not going to be brand new, it's new to you, but for those that are returning this year, the parent portal and the student portal are going to be the places in the message center where you will be communicating with teachers and administrators and staff members, rather than through email. You'll see on there for 3rd through 8th graders, parents of 3rd through 8th graders, and those students will be using the student portal and the parent portal to communicate with teachers and such. In grades pre-K through pre-K4, the 4-year-olds through 2nd grade, will be using Class Dojo, which is a phone-based app. And so if you have a child that's in the 4-year-old program, kindergarten, 1st or 2nd grade, you'll be getting information from your child's teacher about getting onboarded with Class Dojo. It's amazing. They can share daily snippets and photos and send out mass information on a class basis through that app. So be looking for that. How you can expect to receive important updates from the school. As you see there, there's a Wednesday e-newsletter. Mr. Dugo and Mrs. McCaskill each week put that together. And it's a whole host of information just to keep you apprised of things coming up, important details, deadlines, so forth and so on, and opportunities also to plug in to programs through our church. So it's really a very concise but very well done source of communication to our whole school community, donors, grandparents, alumni, anybody that wants to sign on to that is receiving that. So it's not just parents. And then Friday folders. Friday folders are really, really important. That's where things in paper, hard copy, are going to come home to you. The other important piece of that Friday folder is that you as a parent are signing off, right, that you've received that Friday folder. Sometimes your students' work, completed work, graded work might be in that Friday folder, right? So that's something for you as a parent to be able to keep tabs on how your students are doing, in addition to the parent portal is important, and that is returned that following Monday. Okay, so that's kind of our cycle. The other thing too that we have for a mass communication purpose is mass texting. And so whenever, excuse me, there is an important announcement, Mr. Dugo will be generating that typically. And so that's something just to look forward to. Should in this rainy season and storm season, there be a delay, or if any of you are children are taking the bus, if there's any important information details from that from one day to the next, it'll be communicated primarily through a text, okay? So a lot more information to share. I just really wanted to be brief, introduce myself, and also to clarify in that we are an Episcopal private independent day school. And so it's important to understand the differences between that and some other parochial schools. We are different from Catholic schools in that we are not a parochial school. And the difference is parochial schools typically serve the members only of the church, right? And so we serve pretty much, as you see, within Volusia County. We've got families coming from all sides of Volusia County. That being said, it's also important to understand that as an an Episcopal private independent day school. We are part of many associations. We are members and accredited by the Florida Council of Independent Schools. Last year, we received recognition and acknowledgement for having 50 years of continuous accreditation by FCIS. And that is no small task. It is a very, very rigorous endeavor to be accredited by the Florida Council of Independent Schools. We're members of the National Association of Independent Schools. We're members of the National Association of Episcopal Schools, and we are also a part of the Episcopal Diocese of Central Florida. I share all of that because it's important to understand St. Barnabas Episcopal School is not like any other school in Volusia County. And I say that because we don't compare ourselves to just the local and the state level. We are comparing ourselves and hold ourselves accountable to and are competing on the national landscape, okay? And so the decision that you have made, the trust that you have placed in my team and I to educate your children in faith, virtue, and excellence is one that we are drawing from international and global resources and holding ourselves to giving them the opportunity to compete on the national landscape wherever possible, state as well as local. At this time, I would like to pass the microphone over to Mrs. Sarah McCaskill, who is the Director of Development and Marketing. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Welcome to St. Barnabas School. I'm the Director of Marketing and Development here, but I started in your shoes, what seems like yesterday, but a long time ago. I was a parent here for 17 years and a volunteer in many different aspects. And 6 years ago, I started working here, so it's been such a privilege. And you're embarking on an incredible journey. And I know as parents, we pray for our children to find the best academic and nurturing environment for them. And you've found that here. And not only have you found that for your children, you have found it for yourselves as well. Because we are a community not just for the student, but for the entire family. And you'll be hearing from Christine Berlanti. She's the PAC president, and that is our PAC Advisory Council, which is like our PTA. So there's many ways to get involved here, and as much as you have time allows. There's also so many different ways to support the school and be involved, and that can be overwhelming too. And I want you to know, we want you to know, we don't expect you to do all things. Every family has different time limitations, whether you can volunteer at home or whether you can donate to this event or to that. You can't do it all, so we just appreciate you plugging in what feels comfortable for your family. As the marketing director, I promote the school. We promote the school and get our brand out there. Would love to hear how you all heard about St. Barnabas, what your experience is like once you've been here. It is by word of mouth that St. Barnabas news spreads. So if you would like to chat with me at any time, I'd be welcome to talk with you, and you can help us bring another family to the school. I also am the development person, so I raise money for the school. I know you all are sacrificing and making the tuition payments here. Truly, that does not cover the entire cost of educating a child. So we have what's called the I Heart St. Barnabas Fund, which is like our annual fund, and that bridges the gap on what it costs actually to educate a child. So we raise some money each year, and it helps enhance the campus, as well as computers technology always needs to be upgraded, and we always have some things. We're proud of our school, and we want to continue to be on the cutting edge. And so the I Heart St. Barnabas Fund helps us to do that. So throughout the year, we do different campaigns. We also have something called the Fun Run, which involves all the students, and it's a community building event. We have a lot of that here. I would encourage you to come to the expo, which is next Friday after school, and it's just a way to meet other families, for your children to plug in and to meet other students. I serve as the PAC liaison, so Christine's going to talk a little bit later about what PAC is, but I provide support to the parent group that helps nurture our school, so we're grateful for that. So it really, as a former parent, my best advice to you is to try to get involved and enjoy this process. We really are a community that leads with love and faith, and it does feel like a family if you put in the work. So welcome to St. Barnabas. My office is always open if you have any questions from a former parent or from marketing or development director. I'm here for you, so welcome. Okay, I want to introduce our athletic director, Craig Candido.
Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? If I haven't had the chance to meet you over in the gym, my name is Craig Candido, as Sarah said. Brand new here, so replacing a legendary athletic director and PE coach here, Coach T, who moved on into retirement. So just honored to be a part of the St. Barnabas family. My experience from the moment that I walked into the front office, I'm born and raised in DeLand. I'd never been on this campus, okay? I knew of St. Barnabas. I knew people had gone here, but I'd never been on the campus. When I walked into the front office, probably much like many of you felt, it was just different. There was a positivity, there was an energy when I walked in, and I felt that every day that I've been here since that first moment I walked in to talk to Mr. Garcia about this position. So excited to be here, but I say all that to say, you're brand new, I'm brand new. So we can walk through this together. If you have questions when it comes to our athletics, I believe my email is up there, so feel free to reach out to me at any point in time about anything that I talk about today if you need to hear it again. So if you go to our website, and one of the things that drew me to St. Barnabas was this sentence, this paragraph on our website. So it says, learning life's lessons through athletics. St. Barnabas Episcopal School has the largest athletics offering in any other elementary or middle school in Volusia County. But to us, sports are more than mere competition. Our students' engagement in sports helps them to learn about commitment, sportsmanship, and dealing with adversity. And I think that's a great snapshot of kind of what we want to be here at St. Barnabas. It's, yes, when we think about athletics, we think about who's going to win, right? And certainly that's important, being an athlete myself, growing up all through just when I could first walk through college. Competing is important, and that's important in life. But at the end of the day, for me, are we having fun? That's going to be number one. Are we having fun? Sports are supposed to be fun. And then the reason that I've been drawn to athletics throughout my life are because of the lessons that we can learn through sports. And if any of you are sports people in here, you understand what I'm talking about. Even if you're not a sports person, I think you probably understand what I'm talking about. So that's what we're going to be doing with some of our programs, is trying to teach our young boys and girls how to handle themselves through adversity. Thankfully, sports provide some of those highs of winning and succeeding. A lot of times sports provide those failure moments, right? And how do we teach our young people to continue to push on through times when it's hard? And athletics provides that for us, and that's why I'm just blessed to be the athletic director here and to continue the great tradition that St. Barnabas has had. As far as our offerings, our fall sports, we have cheer and dance, which typically is our kindergarten through 8th. We have a competition squad and a cheer squad as well through that. We have a surfing academy that's co-ed, and typically that's 4th grade through 8th grade. Golf as well, which is co-ed, which is going to be typically 2nd grade through 8th grade. And then we've got our volleyball team. A lot of our competition teams that'll play schools from around the area are going to be that middle school 6th through 8th range, and volleyball is one of those. We will have a kids tennis program that'll be here on campus as well. That's going to be kindergarten through 5th grade. And then in the winter, we've got boys and girls basketball, which is middle school. And then in the spring, we've got track and field, which is generally 4th through 8th grade. Surf will be back up again in the spring, cheer and dance as well, and then the tennis program. And we'll also have co-ed flag football and boys baseball during those times. So if you have any questions about any of the sports, or you want to get behind adding a sport at some point, I'm not going to say it'll happen this year, but we have had several other sports that have run several seasons. I know that I've heard about a fishing academy and things like that. We've had soccer in the past. This year we will be running soccer through encouraging people through the city to participate with the city's program, and maybe picking that up in the future years down the line. But if you have any questions regarding to athletics programs, please reach out to me, pull me aside after this as well. I think we are going to have maybe a question and answer session afterwards. You might be able to get me as well. So excited to be a part of the family and be a Crusader, and excited that you guys are here joining with us as well. It's going to be a great experience, and we're going to have a great year. So Bev, I believe Bev is next.
We're excited to have Mr. Candido too. Welcome everyone. I am the Fine Arts Director of St. Barnabas Episcopal School, pre-K through 8th, and we have our instrumental teacher, Mrs. Rachel Nunez, who is also our worship leader as well. So I just want to go through and give you some of the opportunities that we offer at St. Barnabas for your child to be a part of our performing arts program. And yes, they can do both, okay? So they can play a sport and they can also be in the fine arts. You can ask our president over here. Her daughter likes to do both. She's involved. So what we have to offer as far as with our opportunities for your child to shine and to develop as a person who is confident, who is someone who is honing their musical skills, and your voice is something that you can carry with you forever. Your singing is your instrument, but also we offer instrumental opportunities as well. So our 3rd through 8th graders are invited to be a part of our choir that we have after school on Thursdays, and you can see me for that, but as far as it's church sponsored, so it's of no charge to you, and it's something that we like to do, and we sing in our Wednesday chapels once a month usually, and we also sing for the church as well throughout the school year. And then we also have a worship team that is made up of our middle schoolers, 6th through 8th, and we like to encourage any of your students that even are beginning instrumentalists, okay? We have people who come and play piano. Our kids, some of them like to play the guitar. We're gonna start 8th grade guitar this year, so maybe we'll have some of them play. I have a conga guy lined up now, one of our 8th graders, so we have drums and drumming, and then of course singing. So they sing for every Wednesday service, and they are invited to see Miss Nunez. If they would like to be a part of that, we'd love to have them help in worship. It's a great way for them to participate in the chapel service on Wednesday. We have a violin studio that we offer through our 3rd grade through 8th grade. That is, of course, at no charge to you all. It's the only thing that you would have to pay for would be the violins that you need to rent, unless you happen to have one. And some of my parents have them in the closet somewhere. So that's on Mondays, and we started it last year, so we're going to have a beginning and an advanced group. So all of this information for you is on Blackbaud. So you can refer to those, or of course email us, and we'd be happy to answer your questions. We have plays that we put on at Christmas time. 5th grade is the group that tries out for the drama roles. For the elementary play, 3rd through 5th, we have a K through 2nd play, and the 2nd graders try out for those parts. And then of course our big middle school play, that is our 6th through 8th, and anybody in middle school can try out for those parts. And we have rehearsals early in the mornings for those during the that time period. And then we have a talent show that we have usually in February, March, where your child would like, if they would like to display or share their talent with the school, we encourage them to do that, and we have that. And also we have a spring program in May, April time. So we have a lot of things going on as far as the performing arts and also with athletics. So we have plenty to keep your child inspired and moving and interested and having fun at school. So I would like to invite you to please be a part of our performing arts program. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Jeff Shaw. I'm the assistant head of school. That's tough to follow. Talking athletics, talking music. I get to talk about traffic. So I'm just going to go ahead and set the tone right now, okay? I'm going to tell a little tale out of school here. So last night, my wife and I were sitting on the sofa, and I had this big old bowl of ice cream. I love ice cream. I was eating this ice cream, and my wife looks at me and says, Jeff, we got to start talking about our exercise. We got to get more exercise going in our lives. I think we're going to add lunges to our exercise program. That's a big step forward. Oh. Come on. I got it. Did you get it? Oh, wow. All right. I guess I have to work on my dad jokes. I'm sorry. Nothing? Okay. Well, all right. Well, anyways, going back to what Mr. Garcia said, we like to have some fun around here, and that was my attempt, and I think I crashed and burned on that one, so here we go. First day of school and traffic patterns. So first let me just say this, and I say this absolutely respectfully, okay? When you drive on campus, we respectfully ask that if your cell phone could kind of be put aside and we're not texting or talking when we come onto campus, basically for one simple reason, for safety of our children. If we get distracted, there's kids, especially at pickup time, if you could kind of do that for us, it'd be greatly appreciated. Drop-off times. So in the morning, drop-off starts at 8 o'clock in the front loop and in the back loop, and I'll get to the loops here in a second. It starts at 8 o'clock, and your children will get out of their cars. Let me back up. So drop-off in the front loop at 8 o'clock is for students pre-K through 4th grade. We have a lot of faculty and administration out front. They will receive your child and walk them into the Harwood Center. Same thing happens out back, 5th through 8th grade, the back loop, 5th through 8th grade. We'll have administration and teachers out back as well. Greet your student, your child, walk them into Harwood Center. And the reason why I say we walk them into Harwood Center, that's where we meet together as a community every morning, and that's where we have our morning assembly, and then we start the day after our morning assembly. So that goes from 8 to 8:15. So our morning assembly usually starts right around 8:15. Okay? Now, if you happen to come after 8:15, it's okay. Just you're gonna have to park and walk your child into the front office to check them in, so we know that they're on campus, and then they will get walked to their classes if they're down at this building. 1st through 4th grade and kindergarten, pre-K, they'll be walked to their building. Middle schoolers, they can walk to their classrooms. Okay. Pickup times. So pre-K 4, we start at 2:30. Now, moms and dads, I get it. This is the first time pre-K. You're excited about coming to get your child, but it starts at 2:30. Please, 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 again, I ask this respectfully, don't start lining up at 1:45 and have your car and sit in line, okay? So about 2:15-ish, if you want to start coming in, lining up to grab your child, that'd be great. Kindergarten through 4th grade pickup in school ends at 3 o'clock. So again, if you can come right around 3 o'clock, 2:45, 2:50 to start lining up. And then 5th through 8th grade is in the back at 3:15. So now then, I understand what y'all are going to say. Well, we come early because it probably takes a long time to get all these students out and picked up, and we have to get to soccer practice, baseball practice, whatever practice, or violin or dance or whatever. I promise you this, and like I said, I don't make promises I can't keep. I promise you probably the first week of school, it's going to go slow, okay? It's going to take us anywhere from 20 minutes to a half an hour, maybe 35 minutes. But once we get everybody in a routine, on a good day, it's 16 minutes. On a bad day, it's about 24 minutes, okay? So that first week, if you could just pack your patience a little bit, because it will go a little slow. We have to get the kids in a routine, get our teachers back in a routine, and if we have new people for pickup and drop off, get them in a routine. But we will get that down in routine probably week 2 or week 3. You can hold my feet to the fire on that. We'll have it down between 16 and 25 minutes, okay? Rainy day pickup. Let me talk about rainy day pickup. Let me back up. Let me talk about if there's lightning in the area, okay? Again, we will not put anybody's safety in jeopardy. If there's lightning within, correct me if I'm wrong, 5 miles, 8 miles of school, about 8 miles of school, everybody's gonna stay inside until lightning is gone. And sometimes it's been 45 minutes. We haven't started pickup till like 4 o'clock, okay? Again, that's out of abundance of safety for everybody. Yes, communication will go home, and you'll know that it's going to be a late pickup because of lightning or weather, whatever the case may be. And again, I promise you that's going to happen in August, September, October, okay? Rainy day pickup goes a little quicker, but it will be slow because what we do is, and I don't want to get too far into the weeds here, but we'll bring the kids in underneath the portico, and they'll get put in their cars here. So it's like 1 or 2 kids get in instead of 5 or 6 at the same time. And then what we also do is we bring the buses around, those that ride the bus, where they can get on the bus here so they don't get wet. So that will slow us down a little bit too, okay? And again, if we go to a rainy day pickup, there'll be communication home to you guys, so you know that it's a rain. It may not be raining in Ormond or even on the other side of DeLand, but we're getting dumped down here at DeLand or St. Barnabas, and we're on rainy day pickup, so you'll know it's going to be a little slower on this particular day. Does that make sense? Okay, and then in your packet there is a map, and I'm not going to get too involved in this, but for those in the front loop, if you go, you need to come south on Clara. If you see that circle with a line through it, that's our northern entrance, but we have cones there, so you will not be able to enter the campus right there. So you have to come all the way down to our south entrance, and you can kind of basically see the loop right there. So that is for drop off and pickup. And then if you go to the for the back loop, we'll come down Michigan. So we're going to come from west to east, and as you can see, you're coming around the loop in the back, around the basketball court. And then when we get back to Michigan, we ask that you do not take a right, because if you take a right in Michigan, you're going to run into the front loop pickup car traffic. That's why we ask you to take a left. Okay. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to call me. And then the most important thing, one of the most important things, is the visor signs that you have in your folders that you have today. Please have those in your car, because we use walkie-talkies to be able to read the students' names. So those are very important. If you happen to lose it, it's okay. Just let us know, and we will reprint you another one. Please, until I get to, because I'll be one of the people out here calling names, until I get to know your names and faces, if you lose it and you just write a name on a piece of paper, I'm not going to accept that. I'm going to make you stop and go get a sign, not because I'm just a cranky old man, because I don't know who you are yet, because I haven't seen you. And again, it's for the safety of your children. I'm not going to just put a child in a car that doesn't have our protocol. Number one. And then number two, if you're having a friend pick up a relative, a friend, because you can't make it, call the office. Let us know who that person is, because if you give them your card, because I'll get to know the cars and I won't need the visor signs pretty soon. But if you give one of your friends a card and I don't recognize the person and I don't recognize the car, again, I'm going to ask that person to stop and go into the front office and show some ID, and we'll probably try calling you to make sure that's okay. To avoid all that, all you have to do is email Lisa in the front office or myself saying, my friend Mr. Smith or whoever is going to be picking up my son today, he'll have my card, and I'll have that information. Okay, again, that's just out of abundance of safety for our students and your children. Any questions? No questions? Yes.
If I walk my kid to school on days where it's not raining, just bring him to the back loop if he's going
Sixth grade, what he can do is if you're walking, he can go to the front office. He can sign out with Miss Shelley in the front office. He can walk down here and you can meet him down here.
but in the morning,
Oh, in the morning, walk him up to Hartwood. So in other words, please don't drop him right here on the corner. Just walk him to Hartwood. Okay? Yes. Well, it depends. If your daughter's in this building down here and there's lightning, we're not going to let them leave to come up to the office. So to respectfully answer that question, the answer would probably be no, depending on where location where she is. Now, if she's already up there, different story, because we may have a portico, but if she's down here, it defeats the purpose. Yes, sir. Oh, okay. Yep. Good.
Car seats, young ones,
All right, car seats, that's a great question. We are very versed with car seats. We are excellent with car seats. So for your pre-Kers, we've been doing car seats for years. So just leave them in, we'll get them in. And we know with pre-K it takes a little longer. Either we'll clip them in or we'll have the parent clip them in or whatever. But yeah, that's easy. That's a great question. So if you have a elementary student in the front loop and a 5th through 6th or 5th through 8th grader in the back loop, so what you would do is, because middle school doesn't get out till 3:15, and once we get rolling, I would have your student come pick up your student in the front loop, because you'll be out of the front loop before 3:15 and then drive to the back loop to get your student in the back loop. Great question. Yes, sir. I couldn't, what's that? Oh, it'll be through a text from Mr. Dugo. So you'll receive it on your cell phone. Probably a text and or an email, both. We will over communicate. I promise you that. Okay, anything else? Yes, ma'am. That is, we would need written authorization from the parents that I give my son permission to walk. Now then, having said that, we do get a little uncomfortable if it's past a certain amount of miles or whatever the case may be. So that's a kind of individual thing. But we would start with a written authorization from the parents.
What ages?
Pardon me?
What ages and grades?
Oh, that's a good question. Ideally, middle school, maybe 5th. We haven't really had like little second graders walk before. If that's, I mean, again, we're trying to keep our students and your children safe. All right, Mr. is business office. Is he next? Mr. Wilder? Ah, there he is. Mr. Wilder from the business office. Thank you for your time. It should just be one car tag for yeah. Great question, by the way. So how many card tags per car? So there's one card, but there's names on both sides, so you can cut it if you have two different people picking up. Just make sure they're both on the approved pickup list. Mr. Wilder.
All right. Don't worry, I will make no lunging jokes. Right. Anyway, I'm Greg Wilder. I am the business officer, and I'm also a local CPA, so I'm not on campus all the time. I'm on campus quite a bit, but most of you have already dealt with two of the people in the business office, Dawn Sills or Christy Leach. Dawn is the principal contact that you would have really for your tuition accounts, and Christy would be the person to talk to mainly about the other fees, whether it's transportation, aftercare, athletics, or any of the other ones that you may encounter. Really, as far as the business office is concerned, we hope that we are not one that you have to focus on a whole lot. Hopefully, once everything is in place, once you have your Blackbaud account up and running, that most other things kind of run themselves. And so, but if you do have any questions, obviously, you can call the school. They can put you through to Dawn. They can put you through to Christy. Or the best way to reach me would just be email me at businessoffice@sbes.org. And so hopefully, really, it's not something that you have to encounter quite a bit, if at all. Hopefully, once your account is set up and you've made the initial contacts with Dawn or Christy, that everything is kind of running smoothly. But I know throughout the year you may encounter some things with fees or some other things with your account. By all means, please call us. We want to make it easy on you. We want to be the department that you talk to the least, because we're kind of the least fun, and there's just not a whole lot that you want to deal with it. So, does anybody have any questions right now in the beginning? Because I know as Paul had said, there's an awful lot thrown at you. As a parent, all four of my children attended St. Barnabas, and I know what it's like for a lot of you. You're bringing in children, kind of the midway through their elementary school, and I did the same thing. So we were new parents, and there was a lot to catch up on. We also came in the middle of the year, so it was even a little stranger for us. So hopefully this orientation isn't just an inundation of information and overload. Hopefully it's something that you find useful and helpful for everybody. But does anybody have any questions about their accounts or that sort of thing right now? Or obviously, you can collect those and talk to Dawn or Christy, but if you have anything specific right now, I'll try to answer it as best I can. All right, well, great. So, yeah, like I said, if anybody has any questions or anything comes up or you think of anything, just shoot me an email or reach out to the business office. Thank you.
Next up in our lineup is our medical team, our nurses, Mackenzie Stanley and Ms. DeNova. They are still in the Harwood Center interacting with some parents, so they have been delayed. So if you have something specific that you need to pass on to our nurses, that each week we have a nurse that's here during the school day, please, after this session is over, please connect with them in the Harwood Center to answer any of your questions. Next up, I'm going to introduce Chris Jones. Chris Jones is the executive assistant to the head of school, and she also is the director of human resources for the staff. But from this perspective, if you have not had the opportunity to interact with Chris, she will be your great point of contact for finding out more information about volunteer requirements.
Hi, I'm Chris Jones, and we love our volunteers, and we have a lot of opportunities to be in the classroom and volunteer throughout the year. Field trips, class parties, school events, or any classroom activities, you do need to have level 2 clearance, again, for the safety of the kids. You can access all of that information that you need how to complete it in the parent portal. You'll go into resources, and then there's an icon that says become a volunteer, and you'll be able to get all your information right there, all the steps. The items that you'll need for the clearance process is fingerprints, which will last 5 years. safeguarding modules through Presidium, and they last for 3 years. There's 10 modules that you'll need to complete. There's an online volunteer application. We'll need a current copy of your driver's license, and that's updated as needed, as well as a current copy of your auto insurance card. Update is needed as well. There's a chaperone guidelines that you'll need to complete annually, and guidelines for appropriate affection also annually. Then there's a VEX waiver that has to do with the fingerprinting, and once you do that, it's a one and done thing. Once again, if you go into resources in the parent portal, and then click on the icon, become a volunteer, you'll be able to go through the steps. If you ever have any questions at all, you can email me. That's kjones@sbes.org, or give me a call. I'm always happy to answer any questions. Is there anything that's weighing in on anybody? Oh, yeah.
Is there an hour limit on the volunteer that you're looking?
We do not. We love as much as possible, but at any time you can help, and a lot of times they do need chaperones for volunteers, and then there's different activities throughout the year where they're looking for volunteers. So everybody's different of how much they can give. So, okay. Christine Berlanti with our PAC president.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christine Berlanti, and I am the current PAC president, which is St. Barnabas's PTA. Essentially, it's the Parent Advisory Council. My girls are currently going into 6th and 8th grade, so I've actually, some of your middle school parents have contacted you, so we've probably spoken. I have been at St. Barnabas for 4 years now. This will be our 4th year. We live in Daytona Beach, beachside, and I drive my girls here every day. And I promise you, you are making the right decision by being here. I am not a paid spokesperson. I do not get paid for my position at all. I do this because I love this school. I love my children. I love the faculty and staff. Everybody here is absolutely amazing. If you have questions and they don't know the answers, they will get them to you. Same with myself. I might not have all the answers, but I will certainly do my best to try and get them to you. Our first parent advisory meeting is going to be on August 25th in Canterbury, which is right next door. It's about 30 to 45 minutes. We're always also looking for grade level parents, which is basically like a room mom or dad. You do have to have level 2 clearance to be on campus for that. But essentially you would be the liaison between the teachers and the parents for that class. We sent out welcomes to the new families that had a lot of frequently asked questions in it. If there's anything else that you guys need, you can come see us in Harwood. We have a little booth in there. Is there anything that you guys have questions for me right now? No? Okay, well, I look forward to getting to know all of you guys. I really hope to see you at our first meeting. Like I said, St. Barnabas is fantastic, and it is probably the best decision that I have ever made for my family. It really is a community. Everybody comes together, everybody helps each other. Like I said, I live in Daytona. I knew nothing about DeLand outside of St. Barnabas, and they have welcomed me, and we are now here every single day, and it is worth the drive. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, Christine. One of the things that makes St. Barnabas Episcopal School so exceptional is because the amount of volunteerism that we have. We would not be the school and be able to accomplish all that we do if it were not for the partnership with parents, with alumni, donors, community partners. It is really, really amazing how much and how blessed we are for all of the help and support that we receive. Again, in the vein of being brief, we're coming to the close of our time together, but I just want to offer a couple of things and to go back to safety. So this is our 3rd year where we employ a third-party company called Safety Security Solutions of America. Sorry, I usually can roll it right off. Security Solutions of America. So on campus every day we have an armed guard, and they are security officers. They're not security guards. These are people that are retired law enforcement officers and or have served in military in their prior experience. They're highly trained individuals, and they are our first response. We have an amazing cooperative agreement with the city of DeLand PD, with Volusia County Sheriff's Department. We go through a campus safety audit every year. That's been done just recently. We meet together with all of them, with my faculty and staff. So everybody is fresh and ready to go. We have a safe team of people made up from faculty and staff based upon the zone of where they are located on campus. We practice drills, so fire drills, severe weather drills, lockdown drills, and we help students orient, but we do it in a way that is not fear-inducing. So I just wanted you to know that up front. We communicate in advance typically, especially when there's a major drill. But if there's ever, hopefully not, but an active or a real situation, whatever the situation is, we will communicate as quickly as we can to let you know and keep you informed. So I am the point of contact. I am the representative for our school. And so we really, really try to, again, make communication first and foremost to be very, very strong. If for some reason you are not getting a response from a teacher or a member of my staff, contact Mr. Shaw. If for some reason you're not able to get a hold of him, or you're not satisfied, or you're not getting the solution that you feel is necessary, then contact me, okay? And we have an open door policy, so please don't hesitate. Whatever the need is, if there's a concern at any point, we always encourage you to go to the teacher first, make sure that they're aware of the situation, and most importantly, they're there to help. But if for some reason you're not getting your need met in that way, then let administration know. The last thing I want to say before we close out in prayer is in reflection to our mission. St. Barnabas, the name Barnabas actually means son of encouragement. So we identify as being encouragers. Our mission is to empower each student to achieve academic and moral excellence in this faith-filled environment based on God's word. So we empower and transform through God's word. And because we are very centered on our mission, and we're very intentional about making sure that we're developing the whole child, and we do that very, very well. You will hear from time to time stories about our alumni and how well they do after they graduate from here into high school, college, and beyond. And so this is really a great opportunity, whether a child is coming in for their 8th grade year or they're starting at 4 years old. It's a very, very rich, well-rounded, well-educated experience that we know that your children will be prepared. So I do want to offer, before I close in prayer, are there any questions of a general nature that I can help answer that maybe you might have in the forefront of your mind? Any questions at all? All right. I would encourage you, after today, if questions come to mind, again, reach out to the teacher, reach out to Mr. Shaw, myself, any member of my team, and don't hesitate. That's what we're here for. So if I could close with prayer. The Lord be with you. Gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us to this place. We thank you for this place, St. Barnabas Episcopal Church and School. We thank you for the opportunity to be stewards over these young people's lives and their education, and first and foremost, in their relationship with you. Father, we thank you for each of the parents who have placed their trust in us, and we partner with them, Lord, through faith, virtue, and excellence. We thank you in all things, and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you again so much for taking the time to be with us today. God bless you. We'll see you soon.